live.
Welcome back to the Stars, or to the 12s and Stars Sports Talk podcast. I am your host, Wardang Sports, with my co-host, Prescott Season. This is the Thanksgiving edition episode. Well, I mean, it's Thanksgiving Eve as of recording this. Um, how you feeling, buddy?
Uh, I am feeling good, ready for that delicious turkey to go down my gullet. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. And as he just said, we're recording a lot later than we normally do. It's about nine o'clock right now. Normally we record before 5 at least.
Yeah.
But a late night sports talk. You got some college basketball going on. I'm watching my Auburn Tigers right now. Currently up by 6 against St. John's. Hopefully we win. Knock on wood. So, but today we have a good podcast today. We got some good things to talk about. A nice week and very pleasing week in the NFL this past week. So I think we just need to start with what happened in week 12.
Yep. Let me pull up the.
So, I mean, Thursday night football. A big upset between they're just on fire right now. The Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud is playing good football.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon is still nowhere to be found. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know what. I really don't know. We just haven't heard from him.
My brother. Can I tell you something? That ain't been C.J. Stroud the past
What?
3 weeks. That ain't been C.J. Stroud the past 3 weeks. It's been Davis Mills.
Oh, sorry, Davis Mills. I'm sorry
You're
again. It's
good.
late. Sorry, I apologize. I meant the Money Mills. I meant the Money Mills show. It's late, but yes, Davis Mills has been playing for the past 2 to 3 weeks, and he's playing pretty good, honestly. I mean, he passed for 153 yards with 2 touchdowns. Um, Nico Collins is still their best receiver, but I mean, the defensive show that was put on by the Texans. The Texans sacked Josh Allen, one of the best just pocket presence quarterbacks. He knows how to escape the pocket. He sacked them. They sacked them 8 times to defeat the Buffalo Bills 23-19.
Yeah.
As I said, Davis Mills is playing great, efficient football. 16 for 30. You want a little bit better efficiency, but he's doing what you ask him to. But Josh Allen is just all yards and no scores that last Thursday. 24 for 34 for 253 yards and 2 picks, no touchdowns.
He
James
Daniil
Cook and Matt Prater were pretty much all the offense he saw.
Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson ate him up like a Thanksgiving turkey. And somehow it was
Absolutely. Will Anderson
and somehow it wasn't the
2.5 sacks.
and somehow it wasn't the worst feast on a quarterback this week. But
Exactly.
but honestly, the fact that
But
it
I
was
mean,
still
over.
23 to
Go ahead.
9, you're good. The fact that it was still 23 to 19, it was that close. Is still concerning that you were still only that you still let Josh Allen drive down on you on that final drive. Yes, you did intercept him for what the second or third time Thursday, but even still, you were not able to put them away in a game you should have put them away a lot sooner. But again, you said it before. Good teams find ways to win. Texans certainly did that, and that was by harassing Josh Allen like nobody's business.
You're absolutely correct. And I mean, let's take a look at the Texans. I mean, they're 6-5, and right now they're on a two, three game winning streak. And since the month of October, since the end of October, they've only lost one game, and that being to the Broncos. They're playing good football, whether you have C.J. Stroud or Davis Mills behind center, whether Nico Collins is giving you giving you the usual like good 80 receiving yards, touchdown or so day, or if someone else is making plays. The Texans are finding ways to play good football against decent teams and good teams like the Bills, the Jaguars. They held it close with the Broncos. They beat the Niners by double digits, and they beat the Ravens. The Ravens, yes, a good football team. I think they're good. Beat them by 34. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see the Texans in the playoffs come February, or come January.
Me neither. Me neither at all. And that defense is, even if their offense isn't the scariest unit on planet Earth, that defense is going to make them a dangerous opponent come playoff time. If they do make it, they do hold current tiebreaker over Kansas City and a couple other teams. Obviously, we'll have to
Hmm.
see. Obviously, given one of Sunday's results, we'll have to see if they can keep that up. But still, great win for the Texans. Keep it up, and maybe we won't see a certain team from Arrowhead making their way to January once again.
Absolutely. Moving on, you have the first of all, this is my moment to once again tell you that the Chicago Bears are a legitimate football team. Chicago Bears defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers 31 to 28 in just a showing like I mean no one person really had a great showing other than Caleb Williams throwing 19 for 35 for 240 yards and 3 touchdowns. Caleb Williams is playing good football, and the defense is holding off good offenses long enough to let Caleb run the offense. I mean, when I think of complementary football, that the defense is playing well enough to complement the offense, and the offense is playing long drives, letting the defense rest up, and then once the offense completes their drive, the defense can come in and stop. And I mean that's just what the Bears are doing. They're all of their drives. This is what they were in order: 8 plays in 4 minutes, 11 plays in 5 minutes, 9 plays in a minute, in just over a minute, 5 plays in 3 minutes, and 9 plays in 5 minutes. I mean, they're giving the defense enough time to rest, and you have to give these Steelers some credit. With Mason Rudolph behind center, they played a good football game, but the Bears are playing complementary football.
That they are. Their defense is still a little questionable. I can say that. Like, other times it does look good, other times it doesn't. But as long as that Ben Johnson offense keeps clicking like it keeps doing, they're gonna win games and be the 2020 Seattle Seahawks, where it's just cardiac arrest after cardiac arrest. Those cardiac bears will not
Oh, I
let
know that.
up.
I know that all too well, buddy. I know that all too.
Those cardiac bears are not going to let go, and they will play down, and they will play up to competition, or they'll play down to competition. And they played kind of down to competition because they still let the Mason Rudolph led Steelers only lose by 28. But again, that's what they've been doing. They've been winning by one score after one score after one score. You can't exactly. This is the best season. This is the best season I've had in years, and I don't. And Bears fans uh maybe having heart attacks every Sunday, but they aren't mad because they'll take those heart palpitations every single week.
Absolutely. And speaking of heart attacks, the Detroit Lions in an overtime thriller versus the New York Giants. This game at one point was 10-0 Giants. And then in the second quarter, the Lions score 17 unanswered to make it 20-17. And with after a scoreless third quarter, the Lions and Giants equal out in the fourth, and for an all-time play, Jameer Gibbs rushes 69 yards for the game-winning touchdown. I, the, I mean, first of all, Jameis Winston, that man should be all-time quarterback, all-time backup in the NFL because you'll have a starting quarterback that is definitely arguably better or just as good, but then Jameis will be the backup and come in and have a game like this: 18 completed passes for two touchdowns and over 350 yards. He did throw a pick, but I mean, Jameis Winston is still an all-time game manager, all-time good, all-time in the modern era, good, decent quarterback. And Jared Goff played a good game, but I mean, this game for the Lions was won off of the feet of Jameer Gibbs in the hands of Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jameer Gibbs with 219 rushing yards off of 15 carries for two touchdowns, and Amon-Ra St. Brown with 9 receptions and one touchdown for 149 yards to boot. Great game from the Giants, but again, good teams like the Lions find ways to win.
And did you see that they're getting reinforcements next week or Thursday or
Yes,
tomorrow?
they are. That is that is actual heaven.
Frank Ragnow comes out of retirement for the one thing that I have repeatedly said that the Lions have struggled with all year is interior protection. That's the one thing I thought we had on them coming into our game next Sunday. Nope. Nope. Yes, of course the
Not
week
that one of their all-time great offensive linemen.
of course the week before they play us, they get the best they get the stalwart of their interior offensive line back. That drives me up a wall. But hey, it works. You are not complaining. The only thing that would actually honestly top this is if Aaron Donald came out of retirement and started playing for the Rams again, which I already know brings up nightmares for you.
Yes, yes, it does.
But yeah, Jameis Winston is the most
Moving on.
fun quarterback of all time. That's all I have to say about this
Go ahead.
game. The Jameis Winston is the most
Oh,
fun quarterback of all time.
no, say that again.
Jameis Winston is the most fun quarterback. It just he is fun bad and the best kind of fun bad. I need him to start for us every the
Yes,
worst team
you
in the
do.
NFL. I need him to start for every time a team is trying to tank. Just bring in Jameis Winston so you can play fun football games.
Amen. Jameis Winston is an all-time quote machine and an all-time loved quarterback. If only you could go in the Hall of Fame for being loved.
Yeah, we need him. We need him in the. We need him. I don't care. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame merely because of him being Jameis Winston alone. But yeah, let's.
He'll be in the all-time Hall of Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But moving on, the Green Bay Packers took on the Minnesota Vikings in at Lambeau and came out with a assertive victory, 23-6. Um, J.J. McCarthy throwing for 80, or sorry, 9 throwing for 87 yards, two interceptions, no touchdowns, 12 for 19 passing. And I mean, okay, I have to take a moment, just not a rant, but to say this 9 stuff from J.J. McCarthy is some of the stupidest, weirdest, cringiest stuff I've ever seen. And I mean, you'll have like J.J. McCarthy is what is trying to be Jameis Winston. He's trying to be like, oh, this I'm cool. Like, McCarthy, J.J., worry about actually playing a good football game. I mean, he's thrown how many interceptions? How many interceptions has he thrown? Like, truly. Hold up. I want to look this up. J. McCarthy has thrown 10 interceptions. That's almost one per week. I mean, this is just not good football.
No.
And until the Vikings can find a quarterback to help out Justin Jefferson, the only thing that's going to happen is Jordan Mason. But on the bright side, Packers, Jordan Love throwing for 139 yards, 14 for 21, and a really good game from, um, I'm blanking on his first name. Hold up. Emmanuel Wilson running for off of 28 carries, rushing for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Christian Watson is slowly incorporating himself back into this offense. The Packers' offenses look like it could be heating up come December and January. I'm really looking forward to see how they incorporate Wilson after this good game with by the end of the season, how the rushing game is going to look. But I mean, if Christian Watson can keep heating up, Jaron Reed, Jordan Love, everybody keeps playing good football, I think they can really come out as a top contender in the NFC.
They're yeah, they're starting to get at somewhere. They're really starting to get somewhere. And don't you dare call him J.J. McCarthy ever again. He does not deserve the title J.J. You use his full actual name, Jonathan James McCarthy. He does not deserve J.J. He is Jonathan. He is going to be called the name his mother gave him until he becomes a good quarterback. I swear. He is not J.J. McCarthy. He is not 9. He is Jonathan James McCarthy. And he is reaching Jamarcus Russell levels of bad. He is having statistical comparisons to Jamarcus Russell. How is that possible that you're this bad under Kevin O'Connell, a well-known QB guru? What? How? Simply how? You, you, yeah, you got beat up, but you couldn't make a throw to save your life. If you've seen his footwork, he throws off like one foot and the other foot's off the ground. It's like he doesn't even know how to throw a football. Yes, he did get a concussion of the game, but at this point, I don't know if that's an actual diagnosis or if it's another soft benching. Because I feel like that's what's happened the first time. It's what's probably, and I feel like it's what's happening this time. I eh, I don't understand it. I don't understand how someone can be this bad. I know I've seen bad quarterbacks play in my life. This is generationally bad. And yes, it's still technically his rookie season. How do you build off of this? If you, what can you build off of that you've seen off of J.J. McCarthy? Excuse me, Jonathan McCarthy. Like, I don't I don't see anything. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he does improve in year 3, but for right now, the Vikings are headed for a top 10 pick, and I don't wouldn't be surprised if it's a quarterback.
Yeah, I wouldn't be very surprised either. I just wanted to pull something up about Jonathan James McCarthy. As you've mentioned, there is his is the stat EPA.
Uh, uh, I believe so. I believe it is EPA.
He has, yeah, yes, it is. He has a he would have a higher EPA. His pass, like his rating would be better if he spiked the ball every single time.
It
It would be better if he did that.
it I I don't understand it. Literally how? It's oh my.
It's horrible.
How
It's
is
just
Carson Wentz in the year of our Lord 2025 a better option than JJ McCarthy? And they're not even trotting out him because he's injured. They're trotting out like an undrafted guy, if I'm right. If he somehow plays better than your first round number 12 or number 13 selection, whichever it is, that is damning to a quarterback whose confidence already looks like it's shot.
yeah. So I mean, when it comes to someone like I was high on Jay, to be honest, when coming into the league. I mean, I thought he was
Same.
gonna be decent, but
Yeah. I thought he I
you
thought
hate to see it sometimes
he
for someone you just. Hmm?
I thought he'd be like a little bit worse than Jared Goff. Like he wouldn't have been bad, but he would have been a little bit worse Jared Goff accuracy with legs. Just a tiny bit worse than Goff with legs. But instead he is
Yeah.
indescribably bad.
Moving on, you have the a a a pretty good game. Not gonna lie, it was a good game. The Indianapolis Colts fall to the Kansas City Chiefs in a must-win 11 point rally from the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, this game was a must-win for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I mean, but the defense for Kansas City halted the very good offense from the Colts when it needed to, and they were able to capitalize. I mean, Patrick Mahomes had a good passing game, but not a good scoring game. He threw for 352 yards off of 29 completions, 46 throws, but he threw a pick. Most of the points from the Chiefs came from Harrison Butker and sparing a Kareem Hunt rushing touchdown. So I believe the player of the game should be handed to the Harrison Butker. All credit to him.
That was
And I really I'm disappointed in the Colts because of this right now. I'm disappointed in them.
yeah. The Harrison that was the best game Harrison Bucker's had in over a year, I think, honestly. But yeah. But if you did watch the game, because this game was in my area where I was able to be viewed, I watched this game from start to finish. Well, Holmes was very like he did have a good game overall, but he was sometimes he was very inconsistent on his accuracy on some throws. Like it was weird. The Kareem Hunt 30 carries
Yeah,
for 100. Let this be known. Kareem Mahomes had 46 passes and Kareem Hunt had 30 carries. That is how much the Chiefs had the ball on offense compared to the Colts, and they still only won by 3. Like I don't get it. Like I get it. They were stopping Jonathan Taylor rather decently. Like you don't just go away from him on those final couple of drives. The Mahomes has got to figure out. Again, I do truly believe they need to fire Matt Nagy. He has been absolutely limiting this offense for for a few years now. As a football fan, as a fan of another team, I don't want that to happen. But just if you want to be the most successful team, you have to fire Matt Nagy because he is limiting that offense, and it is atrocious what a job he's doing compared to the talent he has. And if you're the Colts, as I said, why didn't you hand it off to Jonathan Taylor more? I get he was kind of getting shut down, but even still, he's your best weapon. He's basically been your entire offense. And yeah, Daniel Jones didn't have a god awful game. He was fine. He's not going to be able to carry you in the playoffs. And this just showed, unless if you could stop Jonathan Taylor, Daniel Jones is not going to win you a football game. It's just like the 2022 Giants, where it was like, oh, Saquon was carrying Danny Dimes to an above average record, and they were able to get to the second round. Now, I do think this team is overall more talented than that Giants team, and their defense and offensive line is much improved given their record. You really They are going to pay Daniel Jones as they should. He is the best quarterback they've had in quite a decent bit of years since Andrew Luck retired and the 1 year of Philip Rivers. But still, are you going to be able to win in the playoffs if Jonathan Taylor gets stuffed and you have to rely on Daniel Jones? I don't think so. You need Jonathan Taylor for 3 to 4 games, just completely destroying teams' defenses. And I don't know if you're gonna be if he's going to be able to do that given the workload he's already having. And he's not going to be able to do what this John Taylor's not going to be able to do what he's doing this year because it was like Saquon last year. He got so used in the offense 1 year, and then the next year he's significantly slowed down just because the usage rate was so high, and he needs a season to cool off.
Hmm. Sorry, the sorry. My phone's buffering. I'm trying to load up these stats. Anyway,
You're
the
good.
Baltimore are on a like 5 game winning streak as they take down the Jets. I mean, let's take a deeper look at the Ravens right now.
Uh, if I can start off
They
first,
haven't lost it.
it, you go ahead first then.
Hmm? They haven't lost a game since October 26th, beating the Bears, the Dolphins, the Vikings, the Browns, and the Jets. Now, I will say these are not good football teams besides the Bears, but the Ravens are winning, and if they can keep it up and start to impress me against teams like the Steelers and the Patriots and Packers, then we can start talking about them. But I mean, you're 2 losses away, and how in the competitive league of football that is in right now, you're 2 losses away from being kicked from the playoffs. So I mean, the Ravens are really going to have to step up. Derrick Henry, he's stepping up a little bit. He's going to have to keep doing that. Um, Looking at the stats right here, Derrick Henry, 64 rushing yards. I don't care what defense you go up against. Derrick Henry should not be having 64 yards, especially against the Jets. You
Well,
have to pick it up and not like Derrick Henry. His entire life has been a good explosive back, and right now they're kind of using him as a mid-distance back. He's getting 2 touchdowns per game almost, or a touchdown per game. But I need to see him be used more, and for him to lock in by himself and to rush for more yards. Lamar Jackson with 153 passing, but I mean, this game was won off of Tyler Loop and Derrick Henry. Simple as that.
yeah. Well, it's similar to what I said about Saquon and Jonathan Taylor. Is like Saquon coming off last year, obviously the usage rate and everything. He's just kind of slowed down this year. Not that the Eagles' off rushing attack has been good, even still, if they went to other backs. But yeah, Derrick Henry's having a better year than Saquon, undeniably. only because he's Derrick Henry and the laws of nature do not apply to the king on the ground. But even still, you could see last year the usage rate and the workload he had is starting to come his hit some. Like it isn't god awful, but you can tell that he is kind of slowed from the amount of use he got used last year. He still hasn't been bad, but I feel like you might want to rest him a couple of these games because like Justice Hill is good and Keaton Mitchell, I believe the other back is. He's a good speed back. Like you can rely on those two to be your lead backs for a couple of weeks and Lamar to carry your offense like he's done for for a couple of years now, but yeah, I do understand your point. Like you do want Derrick Henry to run the ball on early downs and get him to let him go rumbling for longer distances, but this offense has been looking real inconsistent, which is ironic given how the year started, where the offense was incredible and the defense was hot garbage. Now it's the opposite. The offense is inconsistent and the defense is locking teams down. But even still, Baltimore, I think, does have the lead in the AFC North, if not their second. And given their game tomorrow at the time we record this against the Bengals, they could be leading the NFC North given the Steelers' result on Sunday.
Hmm. I personally just think that this is the Ravens. No matter how the season could end in a Super Bowl, and I'd still have a weird taste in my mouth. Being 6-5 with almost the same core that you have right now on offense is just not going to cut it, and especially in today's league. Ravens are starting to step up, but I need to see them step up against some real teams.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. What?
Moving on, you have a. It looks worse than it was, but the Seattle Seahawks defeat the Tennessee Titans 30-24. Now, this game was 30-17 with 43 seconds left. But Cam Ward just threw for a touchdown, and it didn't result in really anything bad. Seattle Seahawks pick it up after a loss to the Rams. Sam Darnold back to play pretty good football again, not against a great team in um in in Tennessee, but he threw for 244 yards and two touchdowns. Kenneth Walker, 11 carries for 71 yards, and the greatest receiver in modern football, catching for 167 yards and two touchdowns.
There ain't much that I can go into this. Like you were up what 30-6 by the start at like midway through the third, right? Or by half, and like the offense just was like, okay, let's just chew clock. No matter what Tennessee does, they're not gonna come back. They might have, but they waste. But the amount of time that was taken, it would have. They still wouldn't have won, even if they were given the final drive. But yeah, it did. This was just dominance on the Seahawks. I didn't even need to look at the stats. Like JSN is having a Megatron-like season on less targets, and it's just looking extremely easy for the Seahawks the last couple of games, or two of the last three with the Cardinals and Titans. Like y'all are having a lot of fun over there. Y'all are probably going to be the fifth seed facing off against whoever's in the NFC East because I'm already telling you right now, you give it a certain result that we are still yet to go over. We are you're going to be facing one of two NFC East teams come January. Yeah, there's not a lot I do have to say on this game. It was
Hmm.
you beating the dog. You beat the Titans like a government mule. It was it was just simply that.
Yeah. Moving on, a surprisingly close game between the New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals. Drake May and the Patriots defeat Joe Flacco and the, or sorry, yes, do you know? Sorry, I'm tired. Defeat Joe Flacco and the Cincinnati Bengals, 26-20. Drake May throwing for 300 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Trey Henderson, Trevion Henderson still having a good game, but for the Patriots, this game was one off of again. It seems like kickers just become more important as the years go on, but also the defense showed up for the Patriots this game. So really, an all-around effort from the Pats in against a again somehow Joe Flacco is making this team competitive, but not competitive enough to win.
Yeah, but of all the defenses I thought would have held down the New England Patriots, you're telling me the Cincinnati Bengals were able to hold them to 19 points? 19. And the only reason they won was because Joe Flacco threw an awful pick six. The Patriots will have lost
Mm-hmm.
20 to 19 if Joe Flacco did not throw a pick six, the slowest flat route of all time, which gave the corner the easiest path to the end zone I've ever seen. Like, yeah, but even then, like, you put a game or two a year, you're going to play down the competition. That just happens. No team is immune from that. And a young Patriots team certainly isn't. So I'm not worried about New England at all. This was just one of those games. But if you're Cincy, I know he wants to play, and he's going to play tomorrow. Why are you trotting out Joe Burrow when your season is lost? Again, I know he's competitive and he wants to play. What is better for him and for your organization? Oh, why I assume they didn't negotiate on the first round pick they had for a proper contract. This team is not going to do anything, and Joe Burrow does not deserve to be Dan Marino'd by this team for 10, 15 plus years from now on. I just hope that whenever his contract ends, 2 to 3 years from now, he just gets out of Cincinnati. Like, and that just shows you like how little I considered their performance this Sunday. Like, yeah, you played well enough to stay in close with a team on like their first game where they played down the competition. I don't care. You're 3-8. You're not gonna do anything this season, and even next year, even if you have some kind of miraculous turnaround, what makes me sure that it's not just gonna go back to uh, absolute dog water because you just try and fix something for years and that fails and it allows everything else to deteriorate again, just like it did your defense. I do not trust this organization to do anything properly, and it is dire over there in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I know this is the most random rant of all time, but seriously, I need Joe Burrow out of Cincinnati expeditiously. That's all I really have to say about that. Congratulations, Patriots. You are the one seed in the AFC again, and all of us are. whining and crying because it took you 5 years to create a juggernaut again. Meanwhile, most teams would be begging, pleading to be in your spot.
Absolutely. The next game just, just, just tank bowl. I mean,
Was
who wins in this game? Um, Not even the ticket sales. The Cleveland Browns defeat the Las Vegas Raiders
wait,
24 to 10 off of Shadur Sanders and his arm. I
or
mean,
wait one
this game
second.
was a big nothing burger. I mean, the combined record of this game is 5-17. But Shadur Sanders wins in his first NFL start, throwing for 200 yards, one touchdown, and one interception. Geno Smith throwing for 300 yards and one touchdown. I mean, not a whole lot going on here, let's be honest. But the Browns' rushing game is still effective, and Miles Garrett is still playing like Miles Garrett.
Yeah. Well, give me a second. I'm trying to find Snoop. Come on. Am I stupid? Yep, I'm stupid. I will not talk about such glorious, such amazing football that we got to witness Sunday without the theme song of Tank Bowl. Yes, I. That is how much I have. I this there is something in me that comes out when I get to watch absolute dog crap on Sundays, and this game was truly made me feel some kind of way. You have the battle of absolute mediocrity at best on Sunday was absolutely hilarious in hindsight. Geno Smith got killed. Geno Smith got murdered. Miles Garrett's about to break the all-time sack record. It's not even gonna take him 16 games. It's like JSA was able to break the all-time Seahawks yards record, which he didn't even bring up surprisingly. Single season yards record in 12 games. He's gonna break the all-time single season sack record in like 14 or 15, and he's not even gonna need the 17th game, which is absolutely hilarious. Like, congratulations to the uh, Cleveland Browns. Shadur Sanders looked fine. He wasn't anything spectacular, but the he was able to not look like Dylan Gabriel, who the last few weeks really just started to look lost in the pocket, and they were able to rely on Quinshon Judkins again. So, and if you're the Raiders, I don't really care. I really don't care who on God's green earth you think you are. You trade Max Crosby this offseason, you do a complete cleanse. I don't care if he sells you tickets and jerseys. You don't have a reason for anybody to show up. And the ones that do, they aren't your own fan base. They don't care. Like, what is their major malfunction to exist? Like, I don't get it. Seriously. I this team is massively confusing for me because it's like you brought in Pete Carroll, who was already, like, no offense, I know you probably love this man to death, but he is well past his prime as a coach, and he is washed. But even if you were going to bring him in regardless, You don't bring him in right now. You bring him into a team who you think can win, not a team that's in a rebuild. Like, what? And yes, I know I'm talking less about the game again, but it's like, again, this was dog crap on Sunday that I do love watching, but there's not much to talk about it other than the like one good like the one insane throw Shadur had. That's really and Miles Garrett. That's really all I have to talk about. Is literally ranting about a what a team is just having to do in the off season because they're already there. I don't care. They're already there, and they're just playing games because they're obligated to. It's so confusing for a team that was here to try and compete, and a team that some thought really could. I never believed it when you hired Chip Kelly to be your offensive coordinator. That was the first sign of trouble, and it went down bad after that first game against the Patriots, which is always going to be the most confusing game of the season because how did this team beat the godforsaken New England Patriots? But whatever, bro. Like, just whatever. Let's just move on because this it is just
I completely agree. Moving on, hopefully we can get through these last few games a little faster. The Jacksonville Jaguars defeat the Arizona Cardinals 27-24 in overtime. Um, Jacoby Brissett completing 33 passes for 317 yards, one touchdown. And a classic Trevor Lawrence game, throwing for over 250 yards with three touchdowns, but also throwing three interceptions. Travis Etienne plays decent football. Ooh, excuse me. The Jaguars' best receiver is still their tight end, and the Ravens Cardinals offense is still mid without Marvin Harrison.
yuy. Again, I need Shane Waldron hung up on a lamppost somewhere in downtown Jacksonville for ruining Brian Thomas Jr. for a year. Like, good lord, why do people still hire him when he has a track record of ruining a team's elite top receiver, bro? But yeah, Brenton Strange is still good. Like, yeah, this was the Trevor Lawrence game to end all Trevor Lawrence games. Like, I do not understand what he. It is not only game to game what you're gonna get from these people. It is drive to drive. Like you never. It is inexplicable what this team is. The Chiefs are like the second most inconsistent team in football. That's only because you don't know what team you're gonna get from game to game. This Jacksonville team is drive to drive. And the only thing consistent about it is Travis Etienne getting the ball and rushing efficiently, and Brenton Strange being a solid tight end. The defense being alright. Other than that, but even still, you don't know if that's going to be good sometimes, because this team's still that inconsistent. Like, if you make the playoffs over the Chiefs, I need somebody to find a loophole to get Kansas City in the playoffs because this team does not deserve to be a playoff team if they keep playing like they're playing. They need to find some kind of consistency on offense, and Trevor needs to finally get whatever Urban Meyer did to him out of his system. Because this is the most infuriating team that I watch each and every week, and it's not even close, and it's not even for the right reasons. Like, yeah, there's a certain team in Philly who we're still waiting to get to that is inconsistent on offense, but at least they have a good defense, so you know they're going to be able to win games. You'll never know what Jacksonville team you're getting from drive to drive, play to play, minute to minute, second to second. And if you're and yeah, I'll briefly go over the Cardinals. Like you're the Cardinals. What do I have to say? You're not gonna. You have the talent. I don't think you need a complete cleanse like Las Vegas does. You just need new coaching because Jonathan Gannon and his coaching staff really are just kind of. It doesn't seem like they have a vision, and they don't. And Jonathan Gannon just doesn't seem like to be a good head coach. I might be wrong. Maybe it's just him in Arizona, but I don't think that he has a vision for this team's future, and I don't feel like he's the man to lead the Cardinals into like just future playoff run and stuff. Just like a certain quarterback isn't either, who's basically been soft bench a la JJ McCarthy. Yeah, let's
Hmm.
move. Is that the last game in the early Sunday slate, or is there one I'm missing?
I don't know. The Philadelphia Eagles fall to the Dallas Cowboys in a divisional matchup where the Dallas Cowboys score 24 unanswered points. I'm just going to let you take the wheel so that way it'll be faster. Go right ahead.
Cloud or circus of the week. You would have been saved from my wrath of being circus of the week, and it would have gone to godforsaken Georgia Tech for what they did against Pitt and did to the ACC's reputation, even and lowering it even more than it already has been this season for the absolute dog crap that conference is. But your wonderful little fan base trying to cope with the loss and doing everything you can to avoid admitting you got your butt kicked and acting like, oh, it's just one game. Oh, it's this. Oh, that. Every week, every time we face Dallas, it's Dallas. Dude, I do not care. You lost on Sunday, and you did it in a completely humiliating fashion. You had us dead to rights. Our offense couldn't stop screwing up. You beat our. You could not. We could not cover AJ Brown to save our lives. Even with no Saquon all game long, you still ran it. You were still throwing it down the field efficiently with AJ Brown. What happened? Why did you go away from him? I'll tell you why. Because Kevin Vitullo cannot run an offense efficiently to save his life, and even still, you cannot. This defense just could not hold Dallas any longer because that defense just got tired because they had to keep coming out on the field over and over and over again. And once Dallas scored that first touchdown at the half, I'm like, okay, okay, Philly, are you going to do anything in the second half? And boy, did you not do it. What were you? The fact that Nick Sirianni still has a job, like, I know he's a Super Bowl winning head coach. He wins. You want to know what he's done? What does he do for this team? You want to know what he's done, though? He's hired Kevin Patullo as his offensive coordinator this year, and he hired whoever that guy was in 2023 and Matt Patricia as his offensive defensive coordinators. You do not tell and the years that Shane Steichen, Howie Roseman hired. Kellen Moore, Howie Roseman hire. This guy does not evaluate anything. He cannot evaluate coaching talent. He cannot evaluate talent, and he is going to hinder this team for so long. And Eagles fans don't want to are not going to notice it because this team has won a Super Bowl last year. Whoop de doo, that was last year. I don't care. You have to get it. You have to understand that this team is not Super Bowl caliber, given that your head coach does literally nothing for this team. Your he cannot evaluate coaching talent to save his life, and he lets absolute idiots run his offense and defense unless Howie Roseman specifically installs someone in them. Vic Fangio's still your defensive coordinator for last year because nobody still trusts him after his run in Denver, and that's the only reason you kept him as defensive coordinator. You are a moment away from being humiliated in the playoffs again and choking away your division again. And I truly expect it to happen because you cannot tell me that you are not just waiting for 2023 Redux to happen again. This team is that inconsistent. That team is that absolutely pathetic. And you are just, I don't understand it. I seriously don't understand it. We did not deserve to win that game. We also did because you let us. You let us hang in and you let us walk down the field again. You gave us opportunity after opportunity, and every opportunity you got, you did nothing with. This was an absolutely pathetic excuse for a second half performance of yet again your offense unable to do anything for long periods of time. You you better fire Patulo immediately. And if you don't, and if the Eagles keep him for next year, you might as well write off next year as well. Because what do you expect to do? This is a waste of talent. And yes, I do think Jalen Hurts is extremely overrated. He's still a fine quarterback. He does need talent, and he does need the right coaching around him to succeed, but he can win you games. When you do not have that right guy by him, like you did Steichen in 2022, and Kellen Moore in 2024, you are not going to do anything with him. And if you keep Petullo around, you are not going to be doing anything for long periods of time. And if Howie Roseman doesn't recognize that immediately and tell Sirianni, okay, you're not going to hire any more of your guys, I'm going to be hiring all of my guys because you obviously cannot evaluate who's a good coach or not, or just fire him outright if push comes to shove. This team is going to be very hindered in an era where they should be winning the NFC East multiple times, and they should be going to the Super Bowl multiple times because their head coach is an idiot who can't evaluate coaches, and the coaches that he does put in place will waste years of players' primes and waste years of elite talent. Hello. Uh, huh. uh, I guess I'll move on to the next game on the schedule, and that is Falcons at the Saints. Not really anything to say. The Falcons, I did get this one wrong in my predictions last week, and that was only because I was trying to be funny. I was trying to do the funny pick, and
Did I cut out?
yeah, you completely cut out. There was not noise coming from you.
Okay, sorry. I fixed it apparently. Me personally, this whole Falcons Saints game is a big nothing burger.
Agreed.
Besides, Kirk Cousins in his first start in a while, throwing for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns to defeat the Saints. I really have nothing on this game other than that. It was a battle of it was a coughing baby versus coughing baby.
Just one was coughing less.
Yeah.
One got the pat on the back from the mom, and the other one was just left coughing in its crib.
Exactly. Moving on to Sunday night football again. It was a good game between two good teams, but
Good
the
game.
arguably best team in football, arguably best team in football, maybe I guess. Los Angeles Rams defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 34-7 in another all-time showing from Matt Stafford. He's okay, I guess. Teddy Bridgewater leads the Buccaneers in passing with 62 yards. Um, I mean, I guess the Rams are okay.
uh, I need Todd Bowles fired expeditiously, bro. Like, there's not much to talk about in this game. The Rams just dominated from start to finish. Like, it's that simple. There's not much to say about it. And I hope that the injury that Baker sustained isn't long term, but yeah, I just do not see like the Buccaneers are not winning anything long term while they have Todd Bowles as their head coach. But he has the talent around him to carry him to wins, and yeah, they're not going to fire him because of that, and it's going to hit them massively. There's not much to talk about the game. The Rams defense absolutely shredded the offense, and their offense did not care enough to try at when the second half started. Not that they needed to either.
Moving on to to Monday Night Football. The San Francisco 49ers defeat the Carolina Panthers 20-9. I mean, the 49ers are still playing good football. They prove why the NFC West is the best division in football. Brock Purdy throwing for 200 yards, one touchdown, and three interceptions. This whole game, in my opinion, is about the Niners capitalizing off of the Panthers turnovers, but the Panthers not capitalizing off of the 49ers turnovers.
Yeah.
Again, a weird, just nothing game.
This,
But again, this shows why the NFC West is the best division in football. Three of these teams can and probably are going to make the playoffs.
yeah, like every does it feel like every time that the Panthers play a game where they could break out and just destroy the narrative, they just completely flop on their face, or is that just me? Like that's a legit question, and it just feels like they never do. The first game where they could have proven it was against the Saints. They lost. They beat the Falcons. And now they could prove it that they really were that team. They could prove they could break out. They could start to take a stranglehold on the NFC South, and they completely crap the bed against the Niners. Like it. This was just this was a ugly game of football that I'm honestly glad I really didn't watch. The box score tells me enough. Thank God I was busy. Some of the highlights were, oh my God, what were these quarterbacks doing? The Niners just won because they were able to take advantage of the Carolina mistakes a bit more than Carolina was able to take advantage of their mistakes. And there's not much to go into on this game besides San Fran's another win in a coach of the year kind of year for Kyle Shanahan. And other than that, it's not. It was again. It's as you said. It's a nothing burger kind of game.
Yeah. Moving on, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We settled in on the NFL talk, but let's take a moment to reflect on some college football. This week is rivalry week. The Auburn Tigers are taking on the Alabama Crimson Tide in a night game at Jordan Hare, a haunted stadium, as you know, and as I know all too well. My Tigers are looking to ruin the Tide season and ruin their chance for the college football playoff. Um, I think it's going to be a great game. I certainly feel like we have a good chance to win, but it's all going to depend on if we can actually have a good offense and a good defense in the same game. Um,
Yeah.
John Sumrall is looking to be the future coach of this program. Tulane commitments are decommitting, and he's even canceled his interview with Florida. Um, Again, things are still in the air, but on the saga of the Tigers coaching saga, whatever,
Coaching
I feel
carousel.
like Cohen, our athletic director, knows he has to make a smash hit move. You cannot whiff on head coaches multiple times. So if it is John Summerall, I'm pretty enthused about it. Um, what's going on in Oklahoma?
Coming off a very ugly game where you defeat the Mizzou Tigers 17-6, I believe. You are coming back home and you're welcoming in the Baton Rouge Tigres into your stadium in a game where you must win in order to seal up a college football playoff berth. This offense is downright ugly. It is pretty bad, pretty dang bad at some points, and by some points I mean most of the game. This defense is top five in college football in my opinion. It has been a smash hit for basically the entire season, and the LSU Tigers are having the saga of a lifetime right now with uh, everything going on over there. So I do believe uh, that you that the Sooners should get the easy win. Obviously, things change, but even still, good luck to the Tigers. You ain't beating OU Saturday.
Absolutely. Moving on, dip down back into the NFL where we look at our power rankings. So I'm honestly just gonna let you go first and give us your power rankings, explain why you have them where they are, and let's hear it.
Alrighty, let's pull those bad boys up, shall we? Alright, my number 10 team. A team that is surging right now. One that I understand you need a bit more time to truly believe on. It's those Houston Texans. Yes, as I said multiple times, this offense is ugly. Very ugly. And they're currently ruining CJ Stroud to the they can't find proper offensive coaching, and their offensive line is hot doo doo. Besides their left tackle, as I've learned from Texans fans, has actually replaced Laramie Tunsil quite well. So at least you have that. But well, your defense has Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter as your edges, Derek Stingley as your quarterback one, just good safeties and just good linebackers, good defense all around, which is top three in the NFL at least. It is going to win you plenty of games like it did Thursday against Buffalo, even with C.J. Stroud out. Davis Mills was able to do enough to get the win, and that defense harassed Josh Allen like no tomorrow. It it is an impressive mid-season turnaround on a year. I thought a tweet of mine earlier in the season of the Texans might be an underrated top five pick te- a favorite to land a top five pick because their offensive line is going to get CJ killed. His slowly and surely evaporated over the past couple of weeks. Honestly, a good thing, but they need to find new offensive coaching and get an offensive line together because this team is too talented on both sides of the ball to just be like and just play like they're doing right now. Number 9, boy, you should honestly not even be in here, Mr. Circus of the Week. But as much as I would love to be petty, but I'm not gonna drop the Eagles out of them completely. I basically went all into my feelings during the review of the game Sunday between Dallas and Philly, so I'm not really going to honestly say anything. I'm just going to move on to number 8, and you can just go listen to number 8, or Cowboys Eagles recap. Number 8, the most inconsistent team in football, period. Still 7-4 somehow. Jacksonville Jaguars. I need somebody to go to Trevor Lawrence or Liam Cohen or whoever it is, dunk them in ice water, and hold them in that bath for 5 hours until it shoots through their brain that they need to find whatever that special sauce they need and stop being the most infuriating team in the history of football. As we said, Trevor Lawrence is the most Trevor Lawrence QB of all time. Travis Etienne is playing good ball. Shane Bowen is ruining Brian Thomas Jr. for a year, and he's also going to kind of just let Jacoby Myers rot as well because he's also on this team now, and this offense is just inconsistent. The defense less so. It's a good unit. Devin Lloyd is elite. Josh Hines Allen is elite. Yada 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 yada. It just really doesn't make sense to me what the I don't really know what to say about this team because this team doesn't know what it wants to be on a week to week basis. Number 7, Baltimore. Welcome to power rankings for me for the very first time. A little bit uh higher than they probably are on yours, aka spoiler here, not at all. But you're 5-0 in your last 5 games. The offense is uh kind of off right now. One like it was at the start of the year, and but your defense, just like most teams can, as long as your offense scores enough points, that your defense will lock down teams and it will impose its will, and you'll be able to win games with ease. And probably that division, given that a certain team just a couple miles west is currently collapsing on itself and going 9-8 again because Stiller football. Yeah, I just need y'all to find y'all's offense. If y'all continue to find your offense, this team is again one of the most dangerous teams in football, as it should be. And I do think they will, and this team will be making the playoffs as AFC North champions. Book it. Number 6, your Seahawks. Again, as we said, ran through the Cardinals, ran through the Titans this week, and you're just playing good football. The only like bad loss the last few weeks has been to a team you are certainly not a fan of. But even still, you're going to be a team with a bunch of wins this year. You're going to be a playoff team by like, week 14, 15. You'll have that clinched up, and you are out, and you are just going to. You're just gonna be fun to watch. You're gonna be successful, and I do believe like I get it. The whole Sam Darnold is kind of off in big games. Even still, doesn't really matter to me. Number 5, the Bears. The Bears coming off pretty good win against Pittsburgh. Again, y'all, the cardiac Bears came to play. Doesn't matter. You still lead the North. That that hilarious Ryan Poles quote continues to ring true this year. Will y'all keep it? We'll see. What Because Detroit certainly isn't going to lose out and just give it to you for free, especially with the reinforcements coming tomorrow or sometime next week or whenever. And you're good. I think you're still young, you're still inexperienced. It's probably more of a next year thing where you're really going to show out. Even still, Chicago, I give you props. You are winning games and you're doing it in your way, the 2020 Seattle Seahawks style. Number 4, a division rival of the Bears, the Lions. As I said, reinforcements are coming for them Detroit Lions. An all-pro center, Frank Ragnow, which uh, which makes me really question why he retired in the first place, but it really doesn't matter. He's back, and he's here to anchor an interior offensive line that has been very putrid against above average defensive tackles, and especially against elite defensive tackles like like Jalen Carter and guys like that this year. And now that offense is, if it wasn't dangerous already, Jared Goff, who has been a quarterback who has been infamously bad under pressure this year, is about to have a lot more time in the pocket, and that defense, which is shown to be pretty good, out barring this last Sunday, is still it makes this team even more dangerous. And now you should have a lot easier time down the stretch. I still have questions about those two guards besides Ragnow, but even still, you are pretty dang good, Detroit, as you've been the last few years. Uh, Number 3, let's just glance over number 3 real quick. Number 3 is Denver. You moved up one spot. I don't know why. Maybe because literally everything else is falling around in front of you, and I just moved you up out of principle. Again, I've said it over and over again. Y'all's offense is extremely inconsistent. You're the you're the AFC Eagles, but you aren't going to be choking your division. You at least have that to your name. And I do not believe Sean Payton can make an offensive game plan in 2025 to save his life. But as long as that defense continues to defense like it's been, it doesn't really matter. You're number 3. You are the most confusing number 3 of all time, but you're number 3. Number 2, New England has. I don't believe they've moved at all from last week, and they shouldn't. Yeah, you played the Bengals closer than you should have. Doesn't really matter when it. Oh no, you played down to competition once this season. Boo hoo. Every team does. Like, seriously. Did Drake May's still good. Trayvon Henderson's slowly starting to get integrated more and more into the offense. I swear to God, if I see Ramondre Stevenson carrying the football more than Trayvon Henderson again, I'm going to scream. This defense is good. Again, there's not much to say that hasn't already been said. And the Patriots are maybe the Patriots still have an easy schedule, and they probably will be the one seed for like the umpteenth time this century in the AFC. Number one, your favorite team, the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams have been playing damn good football. They've just been waiting for that statement win to come by, and they got it. They definitely got it Sunday in a shellacking of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yes, it yes it was an injured Buccaneers team, but you've been waiting to truly lay the smackdown on a team that arguably has the same talent as you and has been considered an absolutely just upper tier team for the last couple of weeks for start the season. Even though they had kind of proven to me that that team is limited, but even still, you've been waiting for that one breakout game. You got it, and you better not let go of that one seed if you want to truly give Matt Stafford one last true shot at a Super Bowl ring. Those are my week 12 or week 13 power rankings. Oh, Wardang, let's hear yours.
Fair. I certainly do not believe the Texans belong, or the Ravens, but I have a couple on mine that you don't as well. Starting at number 10, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't want to give them credit. I don't want to give them credit. I don't want to give them credit. But I've got to give them some credit. They'd be a top three team in the league in the Indianapolis Colts. Um, and I just think they're playing good football right now. They're starting to come back, maybe, but I still believe that there are several teams better than them that can beat them head on. That can beat them in a one-on-one game, and every single team on my power rankings above them, I believe, can do so. But again, I'll credit to them. Great football from Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Um, Number 9, the Buffalo Bills. Bills are falling right now. Bills are playing like every game is a trap game, and they're always the victim. I mean, it's hard not to rank them high, or it's hard to rank them high when they lose to teams like the Texans and the Dolphins. Like, as a Josh Allen truther, I want to give them credit right now, but the Bills aren't playing good football, and they may not get past the wild card round if they keep playing like this. Shoot, they keep playing like this, they may not make the playoffs, but I think they will. But Bills got to play better, plain and simple. Lions, oh Detroit, the Lions are starting to heat up. Lions are starting to play good games and string good wins together. Allow me to pull up their next few games. So the Lions play the Packers tomorrow on Thanksgiving. Then the Cowboys and Rams, Steelers, Vikings, and Bears. Oh boy, I look at this and I see one absolute chance of a win So the Lions are going to have to play good football to even come out of this schedule even. I think they can though. I feel like the Detroit Lions are a good football team. Jared Goff is going to start heating up, and Jameer Gibbs is Sonic and Knuckles are playing as good as ever. I feel like the Lions are going to be a top 5 team by the end of this year, and they're just on a slow start right now. But I say slow start when they're still 7-4. Um, Number 7, the Bears. The Bears. The Chicago Bears are stringing together wins against decent teams. The Chicago Bears are playing good complementary football. The reason I take a little less, I take shorter on um, my power rankings than you do is because I kind of give my take on every team whenever we talk about them in this overview of the Sunday slate. But again, the Bears are playing complementary football and absolutely have a chance at a NFC divisional round appearance. Maybe even an NFC championship game. Number 6, the Denver Broncos. I believe they were on a bye week this week. Yeah, they were on a bye week this week. Yes, you just confirmed it in our group chat. Yes, they were on a bye week this week. The Denver Broncos are playing good football, and Bo Nix is playing good football. But I do move them up regardless because of how many teams below them lost. Again, it just proves how competitive this league is. Um, I mean, any team in any game can play a good game anytime. I mean, this league is so competitive. You could have someone in the top 15 make a run and be in the divisional round, but still not yet top 5 in my opinion. But Broncos country, let's ride. At number 5, you have my Seattle Seahawks. We're playing good football, but we won by 6 to a bad Titans team. I don't think we're falling off. I just think we need to pick it up. Mike McDonald has what it takes to coach a Super Bowl team. I truly believe that, but we need to start playing like it. I mean, can we please get some sort of a running game? I feel like I have to say this I feel like I say this every week. Can we please start stringing together good running plays and good games rushing? But we can't. All we do is chuck it up to Jackson Smith and Jigba, and it works. But that's not going to work come playoff time. We have to learn how to spread the offense out. And if we can't do that, we won't have a chance to win this division, much less this conference. Seahawks have to start playing complete games offensively. Number 4, the Colts. Colts lose a tough one to Kansas City, but I'm not going to move them that much. I still believe that they're a good football team. I still believe that they have a chance to win a Super Bowl. Not much to it. Number 3, the New England Patriots. Again, I do move them down just because of the way they played against the Bengals. But again, Drake May still playing like an MVP candidate. Trevion Henderson still playing good football. Hunter Henry is coming out when he needs to. I mean, this is a complete offense. Stephon Diggs having good games when he's not pulling out pink pills on his boat. But hey, listen, these Pats are going to be dangerous come playoff time. Dangerous. And do not forget them when it comes to the divisional round in AFC Championship game. This is not a drill. Not a drill whatsoever. The evil empire is back. And Tom Brady is reincarnated in the name of Drake May.
You,
I hate to say it, but number two are the Los Angeles Rams. What'd you say?
I didn't get a word out. I, I forget. I thought you were done with power rankings because you said the Pats.
No, no, I'm not done. Sorry, I hold up. I
Wait,
did this wrong.
about to say
The
why are
Rams are not my number two.
about to say
My
why are
number
the
two.
why are the Pats and the Patriots 1-3?
I don't know. I completely messed this up. Um, it's whatever. Um, I'm so tired.
You're
I
good.
so hold up. I did this completely wrong. Pats are supposed to be my number two. My oh my gosh, I completely I goofed this.
the
Um,
yeah goof.
my actual order so far is the Jaguars at number 10. I will talk about them. Then Chiefs, then Bills, then Lions, then Bears, then Broncos, then Seahawks, then Colts, and then the Patriots. So allow me to go back and talk about the Jaguars. Hey man, Jaguars are playing good football. They're 7-4, coming off of a win against the Cardinals. Not a great win, especially with how close it was, and they played a better game against the Chargers last week. But again, Jaguars are playing good games. But what you need to see from Trevor Lawrence is a game where he throws 3 touchdown passes without throwing 3 interceptions. I mean, you look at his offensive stat lines and it just doesn't tell the whole story. You need to be able to have efficient games where you don't throw picks. And if he can do that, oh my goodness, the Jaguars are going to be dangerous. And I feel like here in the next year or so, the Jaguars will be right back to where they were with Blake Bortles, an AFC championship contender. Book it. Now this is one of the most painful things I've had to do as a Seahawks fan. The Los Angeles Rams are the best team in football right now, and it is not particularly close to me. Devontae Devontae Adams is playing one of his best careers or his best seasons in his career. Puka Nakua is playing good football. Um, Matthew Stafford. Oh my God, I hate this. I feel like it's sacrilegious, but Matthew Stafford is playing MVP football, and I truly feel like the Rams are the Super Bowl favorites right now. I hate to say it, but they are. Rams are playing great football. The running game's starting to start or not starting to continues to explode when it needs to. But this receiving core is dangerous and will continue to be dangerous until proven otherwise. Once again, my rankings go Jaguars, Chiefs, Bills, Lions, Bears, Broncos, Seahawks, Colts, Patriots, and Rams. Um, and that wraps up power rankings. Moving on, predictions for the NFL week. Is it 12 or 13?
13.
Week 13 slate. So what I have was so I'm just going to go game by game. We can give our thoughts on it, and then our predictions, so we can wrap this up. First, Lions versus Packers, Thursday, Thanksgiving football. I just feel like the Lions are playing better offensively and defensively. That offensive line is getting a boost. I feel like the Packers defense does not have what it takes to beat this Lions offense.
I agree. I believe that the Packers are extremely inconsistent in their offensive play. Their defense is good. I just think the Lions are better defensively. And I do not believe that week one performance is indicative of how the Lions will play against the Packers this game because that week one Lions performance was such an out of place anomaly that is kind of an afterthought at this point. Of course, it can always happen again. It's not, unfortunately, it wouldn't be the most shocking thing in the world, but I truly believe that the Lions are going to find a way to beat the Packers, and rather convincingly as well.
I agree. The Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs in Arlington, or in Dallas. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna tell you plain and simple. I have the Cowboys winning this. I'm not gonna lie. How about them Cowboys? If they can do what they did against the Eagles for a full game, it's not going to be particularly close. I just don't think the Chiefs defense has what it takes to stop CeeDee Lamb, has what it takes to stop Jake Ferguson, has what it takes to stop Dak Prescott and this offense. And the Dallas Cowboys defense, that defensive line getting boosted. Again, Quentin Williams is playing good. Um, these are great. These are two decent teams, two good teams. And if the Cowboys win this game, I may even have them in my top 10.
Oh, you bet your butt they are going to be in my, they are going to reach my top 10 if they win this game. And let's be honest, the Cowboys can only afford one more loss the entire season if they won't even think about making the playoffs. And best case and worst case scenario is you lose the next two to Kansas City and Detroit. But I truly think they are going to split one of them. They're going to split one. They're going to win against Kansas City, and they're going to win against Detroit. And the Detroit one is now more murky than I thought it would have been because Frank Reynolds coming back. I still do think they do find a way to win because last year against the Cowboys when the Lions came to town, that was a shellacking of the highest order, and that was obviously an angry Lions team still mad over a call that didn't even matter in the long run, but still this game is must win for both teams. If the Cowboys win, they continue to win and continue to surge in the playoff race. If Kansas City loses, the season might legit be over for the Chiefs. You cannot afford another loss if you lose to the Cowboys tomorrow. If you would need to win out in a schedule that's still relatively tough, and if Chiefs win, yep, you do move on. You're 7-5. You're slowly coming on, and Dallas is 5-6-1. That will again, you'd have to win out if you're Dallas if you do lose this one. And this is, but yeah, I was always gonna pick my boys, but I'm so happy seeing that you did pick them as well. I do. Trey Smith is also out for the Chiefs tomorrow, so Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, Osa Digizua, they should feast on that interior. Yes, Creed Humphrey's still good, but if you can eat Mahomes alive with even with Creed Humphrey healthy, that should give the Cowboys a massive boost of confidence that it can beat the Lions because they would face the same scenario. Bad, like below average guards with a great center, and if you eat those one of those two guards alive all game, you are going to have a great time against that Lions offense again. And so Dallas, I do believe, moves on. They get the win, and they continue to chug along in a season where they look dead to rights, and they will continue to revive a season that was almost lost.
I this next game is just a big nothing burger. I mean, I have the Ravens over the Bengals. Not much to say.
Yeah. It doesn't. I don't really care that Burrow's back tomorrow. I just don't. It won't matter. The thing I do
Yeah,
have
I
Baltimore.
don't either. I feel like it's a bad move to begin with.
I I said that as well. Like, there's no point to bringing him back, and bringing him back is just risking him getting injured and risking a you ruin a pretty high draft pick, which you'd have to be able to negotiate with said draft pick in the first place. But it's there's no point. Just let him rest until next year. Don't just chuck him out. But yeah, I do have Baltimore winning as well. It should be a fun offensive game. There should be a lot of points, but I really don't care. I'll be eating like Thanksgiving dinner part 2 at that point and watching anything else probably. Then again, I probably would watch this because there's probably nothing else on. And then the Black Friday game, which I still find stupid that they even do in the first place. Bears and Eagles. Philly, I have 3 words from you. You better win. If you better win. If you want to keep the hopes of you not choking this division away and just running away and going 2023 Redux, you win this game against Chicago and you don't get cardiac bared. Not even though I picked Chicago. I'm saying this for you. You need to win and prove me wrong. And don't just get laid down on your back and treated like a app and treated like I'm trying to find the words here that wouldn't just get me absolutely sent to the shadow realm, but laid down on a bed and beat like a government mule. You cannot afford a loss here, and if you do, guess who's slowly knocking on your door? And that one person, that one team that you certainly don't want to come knock on your door again, the Cowboys. Simple as this. Win Friday. You don't, you are welcome to give us the division, and you are welcome to go get humiliated by another playoff team in January.
Ben Johnson, you have the chance to do the funniest thing of all time.
Agreed.
Win this game, please. If the Bears win this game, you, you and all of the other doubters will have no chance, no choice but to agree with me when I say that the Chicago Bears are a legitimate football team. I want the Bears to win, not just because I am a Bears supporter, but also because I want the East to be hell. I want it to be as crazy and chaotic as possible.
Uh,
Moving on to the San
True.
Francisco 49ers, I have, huh?
True.
I have the San Francisco 49ers over the Cleveland Browns. Not much here to say, unless Shadur Sanders proves that he can actually win a big game. Um, which I mean, it's his second game starting, so not much pressure. I'm not going to put a whole lot of pressure on him. But again, a shorter Sunday slate, meaning you kind of get the less matter games thrown into Sunday. I have the Niners.
I do as well. You're Cleveland. I love you. Not really. You still have that creep on your roster, so I can never love you until he's gone. I don't care how good your defense is. Your off offense might get eaten alive by that defense, even if it's injured to heck and back. It's still a good unit. And if you you even if you still have the funniest opportunity to do the funniest thing, I don't think you're gonna do it. I just don't think you have the willpower in you to do it. All right, eh, let's just get
I
this out.
completely agree. Moving on,
Let's
the
just
Jacksonville Jaguars play the Tennessee Titans. I have the Jaguars defeating the Titans handsomely here,
yep.
and hopefully Trevor Lawrence will start to play some more efficient football. But Jaguars by 60.
Yep. If Trevor Lawrence cannot look competent against the Tennessee Titans, the Tennessee Titans in 2025, I I don't know. Sounded more like the Jets or something, the place that he should have gone in the 2021 draft, bro. Just do literally anything with him because he's not going to be the QB to carry you to a Super Bowl. All right. Next, the Colts and the Texans. Houston travels up to Indianapolis. I have the Colts winning. I know, Houston, you're playing good football. I just have questions on if you specifically are going to be able to do what other teams have done for a couple of weeks this year, and that is stop Jonathan Taylor. That is a question that is week to week. If you do, you win. But I don't know for certain. So I do have the Colts beating Houston, and Jonathan Taylor rushes for like 500 yards and 19 touchdowns or something.
Absolutely. I feel like I just feel like the Colts are gonna take this loss to Kansas City and use it as a driving force to make them want to play better, to be better. So anyway, next game I have the Miami Dolphins over the New Orleans Saints. I truly just do not believe that the Saints can play football in 2025. The Saints are not good. Yet somehow they've won two games. Two teams have lost to them. Again, Dolphins over Saints, and again, just another example of this week being garbage when it comes to games.
Yeah. Mike McDaniel might go 9-8 and it might save his job, bro. The Dolphins are just actually winning football games now. They're gonna be 5-7 after this game. Can you believe that? After the early slate of how they did, like, Dolphins over Saints by like 15 million or something. 11. Next, Falcons, Jets. The Falcons are going to win, and I know you're happy about this because that means the Rams are not getting a higher draft pick than it really seemed like they were a couple weeks ago. But yeah, big Kirk Chains is about to go for like his first 3 touchdown game in a couple of years.
Kirk Thuggins back at it again. Um, all I have to say is that I think Kirko will play good, and that Bijan needs to pick up his game. Moving on, you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing the Arizona Cardinals. I have Buccaneers easily. Again, there's not really a competitive game on the Sunday slate until a few more games that we have to talk about. So let's try to get through these. Yeah, Buccaneers over Cardinals.
Yeah. So, especially, I don't. Is Baker confirmed to be healthy or what? I haven't seen that. They're gonna win regardless, but if Baker's healthy,
I
I'm
don't
not.
know yet, but I also think that Teddy Bridgewater is competent. I don't know yet, but I do believe that Teddy Bridgewater is competent enough to defeat the Cardinals.
Yeah, like if Baker is healthy enough to play and not injure himself more, they're gonna win 100%. But even still, I do think they're gonna win regardless if Teddy Bridgewater plays, just because he's competent enough to lead an offense with Emeka Egbuka, and just Bucky Irving's back this week too. Bucky Irving's back, so that's just gonna add finally a reinforcement on that offense, which has been sorely needed. Next, do we even need to talk about Rams
I
and
do.
Panthers? Do we seriously need
Um,
to?
Bryce Young, you have a chance to do something. Bryce Young, you have a chance to do something hilarious. Please do it. That's all I have to say.
If if this if the team cannot beat the Saints, if the team that can't beat the Saints can beat the Rams, I need to find whoever. I need to find Dave Canales and extract whatever blood devil magic he has out of him. Like I don't. I would never understand it, bro. It is Rams 100%, but how four people are picking the Panthers, 4% of people are picking the Panthers on ESPN Fantasy is absolutely asinine.
I absolutely agree. Moving on, you have the Seattle Seahawks. We don't have to talk about this for a minute. We don't have to. The Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings. I have the Seahawks getting their ninth win of the season, and hopefully, with some help from the Panthers, the NFC West the NFC West
Road.
can become a little more competitive.
Yeah, I have the Seahawks too, and it doesn't matter if Nine Wentz or that undrafted rookie is playing. That Seahawks defense would eat them alive, and that offense is just gonna eat that defense alive. And JJ and Justin Jefferson is going to punch somebody on the sidelines. I predict it now. Bills and Steelers.
Absolutely. Anyway, yeah, actually, yeah. Moving on, Bills and Steelers, the first maybe competitive game of the Sunday slate. But yeah, Buffalo goes to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Can Mason Rudolph put together a stunner, or will the Bills finally get back into the win column? I think they'll get back into the win column.
Are we? I don't understand it. What are we? What are we like? 11 for 11 on exact same picks so far because I do have Buffalo as well. Like, I don't
Maybe,
get it.
maybe.
Like, yeah, I wouldn't, again, with how Buffalo, some weeks Buffalo's been playing, I wouldn't be surprised if Pittsburgh gets the win. But, yeah, I do think that Buffalo is going to come into this with, and come into Pittsburgh angry and come out with a win. And another nothing burger of a game, just helping the Chargers wild card case as they uh do either teams quote unquote fans even show up for Raiders Chargers, or is the stadium actually just gonna be empty? I don't know.
No clue. Moving on. Oh my gosh, there's no good games. You have the Chargers and the Raiders. Um, I mean, you have no good games on Sunday.
Yeah, all
The
they were
Chargers and the Raiders. If the Raiders, go ahead.
they cut out. Yeah, they wasted all the good games on Thursday. There's so many games on Sunday and Friday after every game after Sunday and Friday. Thursday and Friday, God, I can't even speak, is absolutely atrocious.
It's just the truth. I don't think you have to make an say an analysis or anything. Chargers by 60.
Then let's just go through next game same way. Denver by 15 because stupid.
Denver by 60. They play the Commanders. And oh my God, Monday Night Football. The Patriots take on the Giants. The Patriots take on the Giants. All I have to say is Drake May is going to absolutely have a field day. Drake May lover may post 18 times, but all I have to say is that they wasted every good game on Thanksgiving,
And
and
Black
that's
Friday.
really it.
Can we flex all the games to like 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. because so none of us have to watch any. there's no there's no good games after Thursday and Friday, bro. It's so dire. Like they're all gonna be blowouts, or this is gonna be unironically the most entertaining week of the year because every game is so stupidly bad. Yeah.
Agreed.
Did we like go completely perfect on picking every game? We have the same exact selections between each other, like every game.
Here, let me check. You read through yours or you look while I read mine. I have the Lions over the Packers, Cowboys over the Chiefs, Ravens over the Bungles, Bears over the Dirty Birds, 49ers over the Browns, Jaguars over the Titans, Colts over the Texans, Dolphins over the Saints, Falcons over the Jets, Buccaneers over the Cardinals, Rams over the Panthers, Seahawks over the Vikings, Bills over the Steelers, Chargers over the Raiders, Broncos over the Commanders, and Patriots over the Giants.
We're perfect. It's literally perfect. We legit pick every game. Why
We
is
don't rehearse this, guys. We really don't.
why is Broncos commies Sunday Night Football? I just noticed now. There's
Well, I mean, people thought Jaden Daniels was going to have a good season, and then he got injured.
You know what? I'm serious now. Flex all of these games to 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. I don't care. I don't want to watch a single one of these. Oh my god. Oh, it's bad. It is dire. Yeah. I went 11-3 last
Anyway,
week. What did you go? 11-3.
I went 10-4.
Okay.
I went
So
10-4. Not bad.
yeah. So yeah. We'll have the same exact record, whichever one of us, whatever our record is in predictions for Sunday, and whatever.
Yeah. So this week, the daily rant was hard to think about, and honestly, we're not gonna have one. This podcast is running very long. I think this is going to be our longest one we ever do. But this is what we do for you. At 10 o'clock on Thanksgiving Eve, we are your servants. We want to please you. We want to bring you the content that you deserve. And honestly, I think I'm just going to make this the outro. Um, it's been really fun so far. I can speak for both me and my co-host. This is fun. We know we're not getting a whole lot of views, but it's fun for us to come together and talk about sports. May all of you have a safe Thanksgiving. God bless you. Eat all the turkey and mac and cheese that you want, and be safe, be well, happy holidays, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Stay, as he said, stay safe. Enjoy family time. Do not just skimp out on it. Enjoy all the family time you can. God bless y'all. Love y'all. See y'all next week after week 13 of the 2025 NFL season.